Hello everyone, welcome on in. And this is a Planet Zoo. I'm Velvet, and thanks for joining me today for a new, well, it's not really a new zoo, but it's a new adventure in this zoo. And it is the Frontier Zoo in the game, which is which pack is this from? I've forgotten. Oh yeah, it's the Zookeeper DLC. Okay, so this is the Zookeeper DLC. Doi. And we have got a lot to do. This is going to be a very, very busy, big adventure that we are on. I can't remember what we were doing, but I think we can figure it out together. So, for our objectives today, we need to set up the African spurred tortoise habitats. We've got to add a feeding station, add food enrichment, and toy enrichment. So, my thought for this is that we need to find the African spurred tortoise thing. Yes, we have. We found it. That's where they are. So, we've got to work on our research. So let's see where we're at with our vet research. So we've got Joanne Tyson, and she's currently working on the African leopard. So I'm thinking maybe we can start on the giant tortoise. No, hang on, African tortoise. There we go. And I might get myself another vet just to take care of the zoo. There we go. Mr. Vet, you can take care of the zoo just in case something happens. And yeah, I'm sure I probably had some other different plan last time I played, but you know, plans change. So that's fine. We'll give them the everything zone. Now, what have we got? We've got a couple of different mechanics, that's fine. Mr. Talkman. Vet cannot reach habitat possibly due to your work zone setup. Alpine. Oh, what's going on here? Have I not got that in a work zone? Let's see, everything. Oh, I don't have this in the everything work zone. Whoopsie daisies. Well, that's going to cause a problem. Do I have it in my other work zone? So this is front animals? Okay. Right, so we're good. And then we've got the sunken animals. That's right, because we've got those sunken areas, which I had trouble with. Ha ha ha! Yeah, that was fun. So I learned my lesson about jumping animals going in these habitats. Not good. Not good at all. Right, what else do we need to do? So we're going to work on our research. So we're proceeding with that. We're just going to wait for that. Now, next we've got to increase the African leopard overall welfare to 90%. So again, that's research. So that was the other thing that we were researching and working on. We've got to release 3 African leopards to the wild. So we've done 1. We've got another couple to go. Increase the African spurred tortoise education rating to 20%. Aha. Right, let's head back over to the African spurred tortoises, which I think are over here, and see what we've got in terms of education, because I think the problem is that we don't have, or do we have boards? Oh yeah, no, we've got our boards. Okay, so we've got our lovely African spurred tortoise board. How else? And we've got our talk. I might put a second board in as well, just to really nail home the point that you need to learn about this African tortoise. I've never done a specific learning percentage on a particular animal before. It's always been like a sort of general kind of thing, and not about a specific animal. So I'm not quite sure how I go about increasing the African spurred tortoises specifically. I mean, we can do a habitat web camera, but I don't know where that connects to. But we could, in theory. So we're going to advance move, and we advance move and rotate. Just that one. Oh my god, the noise these African tortoises are making as they're moving around is wild. You guys can hear that, right? It's like they're heavy breathing. That's crazy. Oh no! Animal welfare has attracted attention. Okay, that can't be good. Oh no! Why did that change back? Ah! I forgot to push tick, that's why. Enter camera view. Yeah. Okay, we've got a webcam. I still haven't worked out how webcams work, but that's fine. I mean, I understand how to put one in, but I don't understand how people see them. Like, do they connect to a TV program? A TV screen? Right, who are we protesting? What's the matter? African leopard. Hungry outsider population something going on here. What's the matter with them? Hungry. Keeper assigned. Cool vet. Nutrition. I mean, they've got food in there. I don't know why that's a problem. Let's just check their habitat and just see that we've got everything we need to have in here. So, African leopard. African leopard. Yeah. You can have some food, my friends. And they've got like their little enclosure down here. Yeah, they're happy. They just need some enrichment, food enrichment items, which we don't currently have, but overpopulation. Matured or introduced into overpopulated habitat, unable to breed and interact. We'll keep an eye on that. We do need to release... dangerous fighting due to overcrowding. Right. So I think we might need to release one of these animals to the wild, which would be Satyr. Release to the wild. Which is what one of our goals was, alright? Yeah, okay, so we need to release 3 African leopards to the wild. So hopefully that's going to sort out that enclosure, because there's not going to be infighting. Yeah. So those animals are a little happier. We're not going to have happy animals just because we don't have any research at this point. Cannot be reached. That can't be reached. Why can't that be reached? Problems, man. 99 problems. And reaching a trough is 1. Okay. Research is complete. So let's see. Let's go back to our African leopards and see. Did we get any food? Oh, we did. We got a couple of enrichment items. So that's going to help us out immensely. We like that. So we've got a block of frozen fish. We'll put a few of those in. And then we've got a couple of rubbing pads. There we are. So that should make our little leopards a bit happier. We'll keep researching them because I feel like that's probably not going to be enough. But we'll give it a go. Okay. Our water needs repaired. That needs repaired. That needs repaired. And Gulpy Soda 1 has not had a vendor for a long time. Do we need to hire a new vendor? I'm just going to hire 4 vendors just for the sake of having enough vendors for stuff. I don't know. It'll make making money a lot easier, I feel like, if we have vendors for things. We'll see. I can fire them again. It doesn't matter. So, how are we getting on? So we need to still do research. So increase overall African leopard overall welfare to 90%. It's currently at 99% for 3 months. So we're actually progressing with that, which is great. So if we can get these guys to breed, then we can do the next part, which is also great. Now, increase African spurred tortoise education rating. So this is the bit that I didn't really understand how to do. How to specifically target an animal for an education rating. I've lost them. Where are they? They're over this way. I went on a little bit of a wander around the wrong direction, but anyway. Because I know I've got my education boards. I've got my educational things. But how do I specifically make sure that people are educated about these guys? No. We've increased it to 5%. So it was lower than that. So I feel like we're on the right track. And we've got to research the African spurred tortoise to level 3. This is not an easy challenge. I'm gonna have a wee look and see if there's any other way I can educate more about the African spurred tortoise. You know what? The other thought that I just had was the information center, right? Do I have one? Okay, we have an education center. Where is that? In here. Okay, so it's manned. We've got people in there. So that's great. I might put one closer to the entrance as well. This one isn't really making money, but anyway. So my thought was you get the little audio guides. So what if we put those down to like $1 and that might help with some education stuff. Again, that doesn't specifically help me with the African spurred tortoises, but that's fine. We'll work it out. We'll figure it out. It's all good. I'm going to put another information center down here, so we can get people buying those audio guides straight away. The other thing that I want to put in, just because it's handy to have, is some more of the little conservation boards, but they don't relate to the tortoises, so you know they're not really going to help us with that. But I don't know, they help educate our guests. I guess that's a positive. What's that black thing? Oh, it's a tipped over bin? Is it? Oh yeah. Awesome. It's sitting in the middle of the street. That's okay. So have we had a few vandalisms, have we? Let's see. Let's have a look at our crime. A couple, yeah. Alright, all fixed. So we've almost finished the increased African leopard overall welfare to 90%. So that's just about done. Our education rating has gone down. So that's not great. So tick, 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 and tick! Yay! Alright, we are waiting on a bit of research. And that one there, I'm going to make sure those barriers are fixed. So the other thing that we're going to work on is just adding some more animals to our zoo. So we've got all these habitats just sitting there ready to be filled. And yeah, I've just got to get the animals in there to fill them. Like, look at these lovely little habitats that we can put in there. I feel like we need to get a keeper in there to fill that. I'm a little worried about my tortoise, that they're going to get hungry. Habitat 46%. Cleanliness, plants. Oh, they've got a plant issue. Terrain. Oh, they've got a terrain issue as well. Okay. And a bit of sand. I didn't even look at the terrain stuff. Okay, so that should be a little bit better. And plant coverage. Oh my gosh. So wrong for this animal. Oh, if I delete all of these, I'm going to lose so much money, but... Oh, wow. That was like 3,000. 3,000. Yikes. That's way too much money to spend on that. Right, I've had a bit of a clean out, and we've cleaned out some of the issue. So I think that's good. They're going to be a lot happier, I feel like, with that. And we've still got quite a bit left in here that we need to clean out, actually, when I look at it. I've just been popping them over there. But that's okay. I will just clean out a little bit more, and then we'll put in some lovely and nice habitat for them that they will like. Habitat. I mean plants. Words, Velvet. Right, our tortoise is a lot happier. A lot happier in terms of plants and coverage. Maybe not some of the, some of the ideal stuff, but you know what? They're a lot happier. I feel like maybe we need to move their shelter. So let's do that. So they've got a little bit of hard shelter over this way, maybe. A little bit closer to where all their food and stuff is. That might make them a little bit happier as well. Okay, yep, see, that's a little bit better. So we do need to have a second, I think, Elderbrook tortoise? Let me just check. We've had babies? I have not been paying attention. When did we have leopard babies? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we've got some leopard babies. Yay. They just appeared out of nowhere. Hooray for us. So we need a female Elderbrook tortoise. I was not paying. I was so busy dealing with plants, I didn't see the fact that we had babies, which is amazing. Elderbrook tortoises, so we need a female. Adopt. Oh, okay. Alright, conservation points it is. There we go. So we're going to have a breeding pair there, which is fantastic. Let's just see how we're going with our bits and pieces. So we need to check in on our... we need to check in on something. What do we need to check in on? Research. That's what we need to check in on. How is our research going? Surprised we haven't actually finished research, but apparently we haven't. I might, in that case, because we actually are making money at the moment, I might get some staff training in. Let's train some staff. It's 3,000, but I feel like, you know, a little bit of investment in our staff is not a bad thing at all. The other thing is, yeah, how is our education going? So our education has gone down to 3%, because I haven't Googled that yet. But at least we've got some African tortoises, not African tortoises, African leopards that we can do the wild. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to adopt and place 2 spectacled bears. So I do have a feeling that this might be a good enclosure for them. I might edit the barrier and see if we can increase the barrier height on this. Just because I feel like it's not going to be high enough for our bears. But we may as well be prepared. But I feel like that's a good enclosure for bears. Alright, minimum of 3 meters. Nice. Like, people can see through. They've got like a little den. They've got some water. I feel like that's going to be a good place for bears. So we've kind of got that sorted, ready to go. Whenever we get silver, which might be a ways off because I don't know. I don't know about this education rating. Have at least 5 different habitat species in the zoo. We currently do have that, I believe. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have got our 5 animals in the zoo. Have at least 1,200 guests in the zoo. It'll happen. Increased guest average. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's fine. So adopt and place 3 cockerel sifkas. Still don't know what those are. Place some loony balloons. Place a hat's fantastic. Do we have any of those available to us? Loony balloons? Okay. So what we're going to need to do for that is we're going to need to do some mechanic research on gift shops. Food shops? Power. Souvenir shops. That's the one. So we'll get some research started on that because we're going to need that if we're going to get our balloon and thingy shop in. And release 7 of any habitat species to the wild. Breed 6 new habitat animals of different species. And have at least 7 tour points in your zoo. So maybe we could sort out some tour points. Like do a tour. It's been a while since we've done a tour, so we could maybe do that. And we need a couple more species. But by the time we've done our spectacled bears and one more thing, then we should be good. I feel like, but we've got like, you know, the little habitats ready to go. It's just managing to find the animals that will go in there is the thing. So let's have a look at our animal trading. So we've got some aardvarks. They might be good in there. They're not going to jump over things. Yes, we've already got porcupines. Penguins. Penguins. I don't know. Some goats. I feel like they could jump over things. Alligators, not so much. Flamingos, no. Interesting mix of animals. Oh no, I don't want to adopt a goat. I'm thinking we might go an aardvark. Oh shoot, I did 2 females. Done it. I didn't realise there was 3 there. Okay, well we're getting 3 aardvarks by accident. I have to release 1 to the wild. So this will be our new aardvark habitat. Aardvark. Let's see about what we need to add for our little aardvarks. Right, aardvarks need food and water, surprisingly enough. We've got food, we've got water, so let's just add in a little food bowl. So aardvark, we've got a food, we've got water. Don't think they need heaters. We'll add in a little burrow down here. They can have a choice of going down into a burrow or having their little shelter. And I'll remember this time to check their terrain situation, because we did not check that last time with our giant tortoises. So I feel like we need to make them a little bit happier, or make sure that they are happy. And then we've got enrichment, so we've got some rubbing pads, which is great. So that works with some of the enrichment that we've already researched. So there we go. So they've got a little bit of enrichment there. Let's just check in on these fellas and make sure that they're okay. So they need less long grass. Just got to find the long grass is the thing. Where is all the long grass? Where is all the long grass that is apparently in this enclosure? Okay, I think I got rid of it all. And we just need a little touch of soil. And we're good. Okay. So let's have a look. Too much plant coverage. Alright, so I've got to move some more plants out. It's a little overgrown, right? So one thing I need to make sure that I do is add this to a work zone, because if I don't add this to a work zone, then we've got a problem. Alright, so it's already in that work zone. Oops, I didn't add that information center to that. And then let's look at sunken animals. Okay, so they're already in a work zone. Just how many? Okay, we've got 3 sunken animal keepers, 3 front animal keepers. I think that should be fine. We'll keep an eye on that, but we are taken care of for the moment, so that's good. And I have taken some of the greenery out of there. It's still too much for them, but the problem with that is some of the greenery kind of, yeah, is surrounding this, so we'll just see how that goes. Back to our problem, which is, oh my gosh, we've increased the African spurred tortoise education rating to 10%. Whoa. Okay, that's gone up. Tickets are underpriced, so that's fantastic for us. Overview, lift the prices up a little bit. Broken barrier, animal mass. Okay. Oh. Mechanic requested urgently for that. That research is complete. Yes, this is what we want. So African spurred tortoise it's going to need some blah, 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 blah things. Oh, look at them. They're in their little... Oh, no, that's a disgusting feeding trough. Okay, cool keeper. I might get a couple of extra spare keepers. It looks like we are not keeping on top of our food. We need some enrichment. Let's see if we got any. African spurred tortoise, you are the one. Yes. We've got a dog ball and we've got a sprinkler. We'll do a couple of those. Oh, we got some ticks. Yes. So we have done all the taking care of the African spurred tortoises. We've given them the food enrichment as well as the entertainment enrichment. So yay. We've set up the African spurred tortoise habitat. We've adopted and placed the 3 spurred African tortoises, and the other way around, increase African leopard overall welfare to 90%. So we've done that as well. Now we just need to research the African spurred tortoise to level 3. So we've done 1 level. We need to increase this education rating 20%, and we need to release 1 more African leopard to the wild. Now, the African leopards we do have there to release when they grow up. So we just need to wait for them to mature, and then they'll be ready for release. So it's just kind of all there. It's just waiting, I think, a little bit on some research. Now, these guys have any enrichment. They look at a very boring habitat, I've got to say. What are they? Alpine ibex. My little jumpy alpine ibexes. Okay, so they've got food. They don't need anything like that. They've got their habitat and they've got no enrichment. What about their environment? I wonder if any of these would be European. I don't know. All of it looks very temperate and not European. Give them a rock to climb on and like some couple of plants to jump around with for funsies. There we go. They've got a little feature in their enclosure now. Maybe that'll give them something to be entertained by, but we really do need to do some research around here. Wow, look at all the people around here. That's cool. Oh, it's for the talk. Right, makes sense. So I think research is actually going to help us with our education rating here as well for our African spurred tortoises. So we'll just keep on, I think, doing what we're doing, and hopefully that'll help. And if I can get these, like maybe another habitat sign-in, that might be, like, you know, education sign-in. That might also be quite good. But I've just got to make sure that they don't overlap is the thing. Which they don't, so that's good. So we'll try that. We're going to have 3 that. We're just going to keep up with our talks, our education boards, and just keep researching our tortoises, and in theory we should get there eventually being the key. So our next thing that we're going to work on is some tour points, and it's been a while since I've set this up, so let's see how this goes. So tour point, actually having a tour might help as well, now that I think about it, because you know the educator will stand there and talk about the animal that you're next to, so hopefully that would help with that. Tour point there. Tour point over here, because we want to have them have a nice a nice rest stop there, and then tour point here by our leopards, and then over by our I'm gonna have to find these tour points again, I'm not gonna be able to do it, our aardvarks, and then by our tortoises, our giant tortoises here. Okay, now let's see if I can find those tour points again to set up the tour. That's always a great question, isn't it? So here we go. Tour point is not assigned to any tour. Right, we're going to open our tour. Zoo tour, select tour start, which is going to be this one here, confirm. And then we're going to select our points. So our points are going to be this one here. Unfortunately, they're highlighted. So that's tour point number 12, apparently. And then that one, which is 13. Is there already a tour in the zoo set up? Because if there is, interesting. So then that'll take us over here, which will take us down to our rest point, which is this one over here. And then we're going to go to the leopards. Second. Oh! There is another tour set up in the zoo. Because I didn't put that there. I wonder. Okay, well I know there's a tour point there, so that's interesting. So that's our tour points. Now this one, I would like this to be a break. Intermission. Okay, so that's going to be our intermission one. And then over here, go back to all our tour points, open tour manager, select in tour end. So that's going to be our tour end, is this one. The tour. Open tour manager. Tour point 18. Right. Take that off the end. Select tour end, which is that one. Confirm. And complete tour point setup. Yes. So we need to add the education things over here. So this is going to be African spurred tortoise. And then this one is going to be whatever that is. It's the porcupines. It's definitely one of the more complicated things to set up. I'm going to say that for sure. This is going to be the alpine ibex. Why has that just gone purple? It's not assigned to any tour. Ah. What did I just do? Oh no. I unselected them all. Okay, let's get back to reselecting them. Ah, we have protesters. Darn it. So, African spurred tortoise. I'm just checking all the points. And that's our African crested thingy. That's our ibex. And then we have our intermission, which is over there. And then we have this, which is going to be here. African leopard. I'm about to get to you, protesters. This one here. Aardvark. And our last one, which is our tour point. Okay. So I think tour fee, let's make that $10. And then I need to assign a educator to this, I think. So let's get ourselves an educator. Okay, so we can add... Can we make the tour a work zone? I don't know, but I'm gonna attempt to. Okay, work zone. This is not so easy in this view, but we'll give it a go. I think it's that one, that one, that one, and that one. I'm gonna call that tour zone. Staff room. Okay, we have a staff zone in there, so I'm going to assign... I don't know if this is the right thing to do. I can't remember. But let's go back to the staff, and we're going to assign an educator to the tour. Okay, well that's for future anyway. We'll see how that kind of goes. Now, I did have some protesters. What was the... I don't know what the issue was with that. Aardvarks is stressed. Social. Stress. Trying to hide. Okay. I wonder if barrier-wise I have anything I can pop around here that would be beneficial to them. But do I have glass? I've got glass, but I've not got one-way glass. Of course there's a fussy animal. Mechanic research. So we're currently researching the things because we need a... they're slow at researching, man. Vet research. So we're researching the African leopard and African spurred tortoise. Okay. Kind of want to research barriers, but I guess not at this point. Just want to check in on our African crested porcupines and just see whether or not we've got anything that we can add to their habitat. Look, sprinkler. Yes. So that should help them out. And our tortoises are about to mate. Yay! Our giant ones. So we're still waiting on our African leopards. Oh, vet research is complete. Yes. So that's African leopards are level 2. I might switch this. Do I need to have anything more for African leopards? No, I don't. So we don't really need to do any more research with them. So let's get him researching our ibexes, I think. So how are we getting on? Well, that's a good question. So we've got to release 3 African leopards to the wild. We've got one more to go on there. Our education rating. I'm hoping that the tours will help with that. And let's just go see whether or not our tours are working. And then we're just going to wait on research. So I think we're doing pretty well. As far as getting some of these things ticked off, it's just going to be maybe a little bit of time. Tour start, educator meets gifts. Sorry, I wasn't reading that properly. Kira Hackett is our zoo tour person. So I don't think that really affects anything. It's like doing the whole work zone thing. Alright, well we'll just delete that work zone. Boom, done. Now the thing that I am curious about, and we're just going to have a quick look at this before we wrap up for the episode, was the second tour. Now, this tour point is not assigned to any tours. So they've set up the little signs, but they haven't created a tour for it. Interesting. Well, we've set up a tour now, so I'm not too worried about having 2 tours. Well, okay, I'm going to wrap things up there because we've had quite the adventure. We've been doing things. I don't know how we're going to get on with, this education thing. I think we'll just sort of see how it goes. I think it's just going to be a little bit of a waiting game as far as just like waiting for our research to be completed for our African spurred tortoises and for our leopards to grow up a little bit. And yeah, I can't think of any other way to increase the African spurred tortoise education rating at this point. So we've got like 3 signs. We've got a talk. Maybe I can do a second talk there. We've got the audio guides. We've got tours. So yeah, if anybody can think of anything else that I should do, let me know in the comments below. Much appreciated. Otherwise, I'll say goodbye for now. We'll be back with another Zookeeper adventure in the next episode. Thanks for watching and bye.